Tonight on CTV News at 6, candidates clash on stage. A mayoral debate ahead of the upcoming Edmonton election.
Discussing what the city can become is going to be important, and that's what's going to be exciting tonight.
A former daycare worker facing sex assault charges.
I was in absolute disbelief of what I was hearing.
And
great products. The bread is phenomenal.
A bittersweet retirement at a beloved Edmonton business.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Jeff Hastings.
Good evening. The top 5 people, according to polling, running to become our city's next mayor are going head-to-head on stage tonight as the first mayoral debate of the campaign. Jeremy Thompson is downtown at the Wayne Gretzky Ballroom and Ice District, where people are gathering. Jared.
Oh, Jeff, all the mayoral candidates are now here, and people are starting to file into the ballroom for, as you say, this first major debate of this election campaign. It is a Chamber of Commerce event, and they're expecting about 400 members and people from the general public to attend tonight, and that includes a number of mayoral candidates who won't be on the stage for the debate itself. Now, while about a dozen people are officially running for mayor, only 5 candidates will be fielding questions on various important topics this evening. The Chamber selected the participants based on popularity results from a poll it commissioned a few weeks ago. Tim Cartmell, Andrew Knack, Michael Walters, Raheem Jaffer, and Omar Mohammed got the most support in that poll, earning their spots on this stage tonight. The Chamber says it had to limit participants in some way in order to give candidates enough time to speak. President Doug Griffiths believes this debate could be a turning point for many undecided voters.
It'll probably be very respectful, but I hope it gets a little excited about the different points of view, because there isn't necessarily one successful tract. Discussing what the city can become is going to be important, and that's what's going to be exciting tonight.
The debate itself will have a familiar format with time for opening remarks, individual responses, and some free debate. The topics are not public at this point, but we expect plenty of discussion around issues like affordability, the economy, infill housing, public safety, and more. And of course, while this is a live debate, one political analyst I spoke with about this debate believes we'll probably be seeing clips from it for a while as different campaigns select different moments from the debate to share on social media, try to influence voters. We are now about a half hour from this debate beginning, and you can see all of CTV's coverage on our website. Jeff?
All right, Jeremy, thank you. It's Jeremy Thompson live downtown. A former employee at an Edmonton daycare is facing charges for sex offenses involving a 4-year-old girl. The alleged assault was reported mid-June, but many parents are upset they weren't told about it before now and are having to find out through other parents. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
She said, "Mom, I have a silly story to tell you about daycare."
There was nothing funny about the story. Instead, it was this Edmonton mother's worst nightmare.
I was in absolute disbelief of what I was hearing.
We're not identifying the mother to protect the child.
She disclosed essentially what we now know was a sexual assault that occurred.
She says the alleged assaults happened in the toy shed at Willowbrae Academy Mill Creek Daycare, the only place at the daycare without cameras. She immediately notified the daycare in mid-June.
To be honest, they were in disbelief as well.
She says the employee was put on leave and the daycare reported it to licensing and police. Because the case is before the courts, Edmonton police won't provide any information. Court records show 32-year-old Dilpreet Chawla is facing 3 sexual-related charges involving the girl. A warrant is issued for his arrest.
I think the daycare did the best they could in the beginning in the situation that they were dealt.
That's where many parents say the daycare dropped the ball. They're upset. They're only now finding out what happened and not from proper authorities.
There are parents who are still finding out about it now who had children in his care.
They say the accused looked after their son at the daycare for about 3 years.
We were quite close to the educator, so it's just still shocking, and we feel sick about it every day since.
In a statement, the daycare's director apologizes for the delay telling parents, saying while the timing of our communication was guided by not wishing to compromise an ongoing investigation, we recognize the impact this had on families and commit to more transparent updates going forward. The victim's parents showed up uninvited to a meeting hosted by the daycare this week. They believe it's the only way other parents would have found out the extent of what happened.
Thank God we have the ability to disclose this information so families have that information available to them and are able to go home and talk to their kids.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A 14-year-old boy is facing charges including assault with a weapon after reports of a student with a gun at a Sherwood Park school. Archbishop Jordan Catholic High School was placed in lockdown yesterday. RCMP says a teacher called police when a student was seen with a gun in class. Police arrested one teen and recovered what they believe is an imitation gun. Police say no one was hurt. A 14-year-old boy is facing several charges. He has been released and will appear in court later this month. There were more fireworks at the latest Alberta Next panel, this one in Lethbridge.
The UCP has scared off foreign investment, threatened jobs, and caused layoffs which only serve to hurt the economy. Now is not the time for division.
Albertans have ridden this roller coaster for way too long. We want off. The only effective option left is a fair referendum on Alberta independence.
Several hundred people lined up outside the venue last night, packing the room. The goal of the town halls is to gauge how Albertans feel about the province's relationship with Ottawa regarding 6 key areas, including immigration, a provincial police force, federal transfers and equalization, and Alberta's sovereignty. The panel heads to Airdrie Monday. Campaigning has begun for the upcoming municipal election, meaning Edmontonians have already started to get robocalls, pamphlets, visits from candidates, and of course, the signs are popping up. CTV's Connor Hogg looked into how successful these tactics are at getting your vote.
There are several signs of the season on the roads. With the municipal election weeks away, there are many more of these on the horizon. Not always welcome news.
I don't remember the names on them.
Experts say how effective they are depends on where they're placed.
If someone puts your sign on their lawn or in their window, then most likely they're going to vote for you. So it's a good indicator of overall support. The public signs are the ones that are usually the issue because either the candidates and their teams aren't following the rules or there's too much clutter.
It really is about building momentum towards Election Day and even towards the advanced polls.
Alex Haritsu with the Better Edmonton Party says lawn signs' effectiveness depends on the demographics the campaign is targeting and knowing when to bring them out.
People, if they were seeing them out there for 8 months at a time, would be sick of them. They'd be, considering them litter and they'd want them picked up. And some people already feel that way and they have every right to.
Haritsu says her campaign has had better luck holding back on signs for now and using digital ads instead, as well as texts and robocalls. Those can also be a source of frustration for some.
I've used them many times and, you get the same kind of backlash. It depends how good your list is that you're using.
Haritsu says it's about finding the best way to reach the most people in a positive way and responding quickly to feedback.
If you're getting more negative than positive, you're like, maybe this tactic isn't working. And so I think that any campaign has to weigh that for themselves.
It's always tough in a municipal election. The turnouts are so low, right? So it's even more important that you identify early on what is going to get people to vote for you, what people really care about.
Election Day in Edmonton is October 26th. People we spoke to say they won't be deciding who they vote for based solely on the signs they see.
I will still research the candidates to figure out who's running and what they stand for. Sides or no.
Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The city says since June, peace officers have received 60 campaigning complaints, all of them related to signage. The lines at Hazeldean Bakery are even longer than usual now that the business is for sale. Customers are disappointed the current owner is retiring, but they say she'll be getting a well-deserved break. Evan Carney has more.
Brianna and Eric are regulars at the Hazeldean Bakery. Today, they're introducing their 1-week-old baby to the community staple.
I mean, her stuff is amazing.
From the cinnamon buns to the fresh bread.
Phenomenal.
And by far the most popular,
the fritters. The apple fritters. We were too late today, and if you're going to be here any busy day, you got to be there 9 when she opens.
However, customers tell me every day is a busy day when Lucy is behind the counter.
Saturday morning, 8:30, the lineup is out the door, down a store or two, and she still hasn't even opened yet till 9.
Lucy Sweets Bakery has been set up in the neighborhood for 15 years, taking over a bakery that set up shop here 35 years before that. Now, it's time for Lucy to retire.
She says she's getting so busy, And she said, I feel like I'm a star now. I said, you are. You did an excellent job because everybody loves you and your bakery.
She's leaving the business, but wants to leave the buyer and the community with some of her magic. Lucy is leaving her equipment, staff, and clientele for the new owner and is offering to help in the transition of the bakery.
Absolutely want this bakery to continue because not only she put so many effort on it, all her staff, and she's care about everybody.
I mean, we hope whoever buys will continue, doing the bakery, and we'll see the same fritters and stuff, but I hope she has a great retirement.
The bakery has only been for sale for a couple of days, and Lucy is not in a rush to sell, but already there is interest from potential buyers, and viewings are lined up for next week.
We'll miss you when you do sell.
Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
The new Edmonton Strathcona County footbridge now has a name. Beaver Hills Bridge connects River Valley Trails in Edmonton to Strathcona County. The name honors local Indigenous language, culture, and heritage.
This bridge is more than just a bridge across the river. It's about connection to history, connection to the outdoors, and connection to one another.
While the bridge is open to the public, there is still construction underway near both sides of the span on 167th Ave in Edmonton and in the parking lot on the Strathcona side. Edmonton police thought you should know the Commonwealth Stadium area is going to have road closures this weekend. Country star Morgan Wallen is performing at the stadium tonight and tomorrow. EPS says drivers should expect traffic delays on 112th Avenue. Stadium Road will be closed between 92nd Street and 112th Ave during the shows. Fans started lining up yesterday afternoon at the stadium for merch sales. Merch will be available ahead of tomorrow's show starting at noon. The largest Oktoberfest in Western Canada is officially back in the Alberta capital. Oktoberfest kicked off last night in the Ice District's Fan Park. The 10-day event features a 30,000-square-foot beer hall, authentic Bavarian cuisine, live music and entertainment, and family-friendly activities. Anyone with tickets to any OEG event receives free admission to Oktoberfest.
We'll have over 12,000 people likely come through the doors over the next 3 weeks. Most Oktoberfest in Canada happen for one weekend. We take place over 3 weekends. We run for a duration 7 nights this year, 10 sessions. That's not something that most organizations across Canada are doing.
Oktoberfest runs Friday and Saturday for the next 3 weekends. Stay with us. An Alberta brewery is hoping to get people hopping for its birthday bash.
Craft beer is born out of doing weird things and making beer styles that you can't necessarily buy at a liquor store normally.
One of the province's oldest breweries has been inspiring others to create craft beer for 4 decades. Also next.
It allows us so much more freedom in where we'll be able to fly and what we'll be able to see.
A high-flying project more than 15 years in the making takes off in Banff.
Coming up Monday, dealing with post-school tantrums, protecting your brain from burnout. And Kim will take you inside the cockpit of historic airplanes. It's a big one. We'll see you then.
CTV Morning Live, Edmonton. Weekdays.
One of Alberta's oldest breweries is celebrating 40 years in business. While there are now more than 140 craft breweries in the province, for many years, Big Rock was the big dog in the industry. Tyson Fedor reports.
Big Rock Brewery is preparing for a big birthday bash.
If you've been to Folk Fest or you've been to Badlands or something like that that has that festival experience, we get to replicate that here.
A summertime classic as the Barn Burner returns to Calgary's oldest brewery on Saturday with live music and a whole lot of beer.
Breweries in Alberta have been able to make non-alc beers, been able to make vodka sodas, been able to do whatever. Our license allows us to produce whatever we want.
Big Rock Brewery says the craft beer industry has intensified over the 4 decades it's been around, with major changes in the last 15 years. And that includes the beer people drink. Big Rock focused on a traditional brown ale when it opened its doors in 1985. Despite its popularity, the push for the lager continues.
The irony now is craft has come full circle. Craft really made its hay on making different beers, and now we've tried to meet the consumer by making creative lagers. And so ironically, we're born out of a desire to have something other than lager. In probably our most successful beers today are lagers.
Sean Baldner began as a home brewer. He then found a job at Big Rock Brewery more than 10 years ago. That's when he found a passion for crafting his own ingredients to create a frothy pint.
Craft beer is born out of doing weird things and making beer styles that you can't necessarily buy at a liquor store normally.
Baldner says Bruce Smith Brewing is one of Calgary's newest breweries located in Bowness. Its unique location is still building a customer base since it opened 8 months ago.
We've seen a complete shift in consumer habits. Craft beer now isn't this like niche thing. Everyone knows what it is.
Baldner adds that places like Big Rock really were the stepping stone for creations by other brewmasters focusing on beers, but also other beverages to widen their customer base.
Since the boom of like the craft beer here in Alberta, we've also seen independent small maltings open up, hop farms, things like that. So yeah, there's been a ton of technological advances.
There are more than 140 craft breweries in Alberta. Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
The Edmonton Oil Kings season starts in a week. New this year is an expanded promotional schedule and a more affordable children's menu. The Oil Kings will have 14 promo nights, including the always popular teddy bear toss. It's also introducing new children's combos that will be $10 or less. The home opener will be a Taylor Swift-inspired event. A 45-minute concert with a tribute artist will happen after the game.
We have 3 thrilling periods of hockey every game, but more than that, there's the entertainment value. And that's Teddy Bear Toss, that's Dinosaur Night, that's Swifty Home Opener. It's all that extra sizzle that really adds to the environment.
Already on sale, the lower bowl is sold out. A new pilot project is taking flight in Banff National Park. Paragliders and hang gliders now have the freedom to spread their wings over the iconic landscape. As CTV's Terry Fikowski reports, it's taken more than 15 years for this idea to finally lift off.
Will Gadd's passion for paragliding started 30 years ago.
In Spanish, they call paragliders papalotes, butterflies, because that's kind of what we are.
And there's no better place to soar than the skies above the Alberta Rockies that he calls home.
To see these mountains and these places from the air it's something special.
But until May, flying was only allowed over the park. Launching and landing was strictly prohibited unless for an emergency. But Gadd helped spearhead a pilot project with Parks Canada to allow pilots to fly in the famed landscape, a test run more than 15 years in the making.
I expect we'll have more pilots that come here just to appreciate this landscape. It's not like anywhere else in the world. I fly a lot in the Alps. There's roads everywhere there, and there's people everywhere. But here, there's big areas that are wilderness and truly wild.
Pilots can spend hundreds of kilometers in the air, so this program unlocks a new corridor and hike and fly opportunities for enthusiasts.
What the Banff National Park gives us is the route east from Golden. It also gives us a route north from Canmore. It allows us so much more freedom in where we'll be able to fly and what we'll be able to see.
Well, a win for the flying community, there are strict guidelines. Pilots can only use non-motorized gliders. Parks Canada also has identified specific locations for launching and landing, prohibiting it over ski hills, the Banff town site, campgrounds, and some environmentally sensitive areas.
What could be less impactful than, soaring over the valley and landing in a designated spot? So pretty low impact.
Gadd is hopeful the pilot project will be expanded after its 3 years to allow more gliders to spread their wings.
I'm excited to share my sport with the world. I really love it. I think other people will too.
Terry Fikowski, CTV News in Banff.
Okay, first check on weather. Josh is downtown. Josh, you're having what I assume is not your typical Friday evening.
Oh, you know what, Jeff, the music is pumping here. I'm having trouble hearing what you're saying. It could also be just the blood rushing through my head as we just came down 264, from the top of the Sandman Signature Hotel in downtown Edmonton. It's all in support of Wellspring Cancer Services Alberta, and we're going to talk a little bit more later about that. We're also going to send back some video so you can see us rappel down this building. There will be dozens of people that do the same thing tomorrow to help raise money for Wellspring and for Albertans living with cancer and the services that Wellspring provides to Albertans right across the province. The real rock star here, before we get to weather, and he's laughing. He's standing behind the camera. You can see the camera kind of shaking. Sean McLoone behind the camera. rappelled down the side of a building holding a camera. We got about halfway down. I said, "Are you okay?" He says, "The strap on my helmet is suffocating me." But somehow the man made it down to the bottom of the building, and now here we are. It was 29 degrees when we were at the top of the building. Let's take a look at current temperatures in Edmonton right now. It is 28 degrees downtown Edmonton. A little cooler outside the city, 27 south of the city, 24 off to the east at Elk Island Park. 29 is going to end up as our daytime high today. We're going to end up short of a record. We'll take a shot at some record highs again tomorrow and Sunday, though. 29.8, still the record for September 12th from 2013. Here's your forecast for the next 24 hours. 12 degrees overnight tonight. Mainly sunny skies right through the day tomorrow, and about 29 for a daytime high again tomorrow, and again sunny with fairly light wind out of the south at about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. All right, we're going to try and send that video back. We're going to talk to someone from Wellspring later in the newscast, and we'll have a full Lecture 5 and 10-day forecast all in just a couple minutes.
All right, thanks, Josh, and a big thanks to Sean. Stay with us. Coming up next, the Prime Minister returns to his old stomping grounds.
I went to school for 9 years.
Wow.
It was pink when I went. It was pink? Yeah, pink and yellow.
Mark Carney takes a break from caucus meetings to visit the Edmonton school he once attended.
It's definitely inspired all the kids in my grade and in my class.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Weather Watchers is back, and we'll be back in the classroom starting next week. But for this week, let's take a look back at the 30-degree heat that we had this summer. I mean, we're getting a lot more of these hot days. The long-term average is for 4 30-degree days per year. But in the past 5 years, that's jumped to 12 30-degree days per year, and this year kind of fell in line with that. I mean, you had a wide range in the past 5 years, as little as 2 days in 2020, as many as 23 in 2021. How did this year stack up? Well, we had 3 30-degree days in May, none in June, 3 in July, and then 8 in the month of August. That brings us to 14 so far, and that would slide us into third most in the past 5 or 6 years, and just behind last year. So still well above the long-term average and the short-term average for number of hot days per year.
Programming brought to you by the Alberta Teachers Association. Strong schools equal a strong Alberta.
Prime Minister and Liberal caucus have left Edmonton, with Mark Carney also leaving an impression on a group of local students.
I went to school for 9 years.
Wow.
It was pink when I went. It was pink? Yeah, pink and yellow.
Earlier this week, the PM made a stop at St. Rose Junior High. Carney attended St. Rose when it was a grade 1 through 9 school. He met with students and teachers, visited classrooms, and walked his old halls. He also taught part of his social studies class he knows a little something about.
We teach structures of government in grade 9, and to have that group be able to meet and kind of talk to the person in the role that they were just learning about, instead of it being in just a textbook, boring kind of piece of material, to have that experience was great. The motivation for our students to continue to dream big and reach for the stars for their own goals, and know that it's attainable for anybody, was really quite a great motivator.
Like, it's crazy just to think of like what you can do and like what anyone can become, and it's really like inspiring, and it's definitely inspired all the kids in my grade and in my class.
And it's true. Carney's visit was part of a documentary project called Made New. Former broadcaster George Strombolopoulos is traveling across the country to celebrate Canadian storytelling. It includes an interview with Carney about cultural sovereignty.
We need to be able to tell stories that helps the country move forward.
Who thinks all those years in America made him soft?
Well, did that make me soft, or did all years in England make you soft?
Of course, the PM's also a big hockey guy, so he and Strombo went to the gym to play floor hockey with some students and engage in a little trash talk. All right, back out downtown to Josh. Josh, has your heart rate settled yet from your adventure?
But my heart rate has, I don't know, I've got Sarah Hart, vice chair with the board with Wellspring Cancer Support Alberta with me. How's your heart watching people rappel down the side of the building?
I think it's racing faster than it ever has, Josh. I'm glad my feet are on solid ground.
Yeah, someone whose feet are not on solid ground. We got Ryan up there. Ryan works with Wellspring as well. It's a lot higher up. It takes a lot longer to get down that building than I thought it did. But let's talk business. Tell me about Wellspring. Who you're supporting, how Wellspring is supporting you.
Ryan, over 63 people a day in Alberta hear the words "you have cancer," and so we have over 70 free programs that we offer people across Alberta, online, by phone, and in person. And so we are providing non-medical support to all Albertans with cancer and their caregivers.
And you're doing it free of charge, although there is some cost to you guys to provide those services, and so you rely on donations. Big fundraiser tomorrow, Skyline Rush.
And everybody, please come out and see us. It's a great day tomorrow. We do rely on the philanthropy of our community. So please come out, donate, whether it's your time, your talent, or your resources. You can reach us and donate on wellspringalberta.ca and skylinerush.com. So please come out and see us and support us.
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be a fantastic day. We'll be down here. I'll be down here. We're at the Sandman Signature in downtown Edmonton. You can watch dozens of people rappel down and help support Wellspring and the services they provide to Albertans living with cancer. Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, let's quickly do a little bit of weather here. We've got temperatures right now at 28 degrees as you look through the Action Furnace River Valley Skycam. Action Furnace, fixed right over, it's free. 29 for a daytime high today. 29 as well in Fort McMurray, 23 in Grand Prairie, and 27 in Red Deer, where you got a little pop-up thunderstorm action in that Red Deer region. We've had some of that through this afternoon as well, from Calgary off to the south and southwest. We're not going to see any of that here in the Edmonton area tonight or tomorrow. It will be a beautiful day for rappelling tomorrow. You might see a couple scattered showers or thunderstorms, though, in through the foothills. Bit of rain sliding through northwestern Alberta late Saturday night into early Sunday morning. But it's dry here in Edmonton until maybe, and it's a big maybe, but maybe Sunday night, a scattered shower in through parts of central and north central Alberta. That's going to be really hit and miss, though. It's 28 degrees in Edmonton and Fort McMurray right now, 21 in Grand Prairie, 26 currently in Red Deer. Temperatures overnight tonight dropping to 18 degrees at midnight. That's the average daytime high for this time of year. 12 degrees tomorrow morning, and then up to 29 for a high tomorrow afternoon with wind about 10 to 15 kilometers per hour. Man, Ryan is making way better time than me. Bonus prize deadline in the Mighty Millions Lottery is midnight tonight. Go to MightyMillionsLottery.com. The bonus prize is Oilers and $75,000 cash, 2 lower bowl season seats, and $75,000. All right, here's your 5-day forecast. The record for tomorrow, 29. That goes back to 1923. Forecast high, 29. Record and the forecast high for Sunday are both 28. That one also goes back to 1923. There's that slight chance of a spotty shower Sunday. It'll be in the evening, if anything at all, so the daytime hours look good. And then a little cooler for early next week. Low 20s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and closer to average, back into the 17 or 18 degree range, it looks like, by the weekend and into early next week. All right. Ryan has already made his way all the way down to the ground. That is outstanding. Jeff, it was a real the fundraiser was called Skyline Rush. It was a real rush coming down that building.
All right, and so you teased cameraman Sean's hard work there, and now we can share it with people. So we're going to throw it up, Josh, and just tell us, right as you go over the edge here, the lip of the building, you're way up. What are you thinking?
Yeah. Well, I'm wishing that we were doing this live, but oddly enough, from the top of the building, there is no cell service, and we need cell service to be able to broadcast back to you guys at the station and then put it on air. So we did have to pre-tape it. You know what? When you go over the edge, it's fine. You get down about 20 feet, and you realize I still have a long ways to go. 265 feet? Is that what it is? 265 feet. So that's like a football field, a little bit longer than a football field, I think.
All right. Well, better you guys than me. Thanks, Josh, and thank you, Sean. Stay with us. Coming up, a suspect in custody.
Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
What we know about the alleged shooter in conservative activist Charlie Kirk's death. Also next.
Allows us to diversify that trade to Europe and diversify ourselves away from the U.S.
Details on some of the first major projects the Liberal government wants to fast-track.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by Century Casino. 3 great locations: Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
Police in the United States say a suspect in the shooting of Charlie Kirk is in custody following an intense 3-day manhunt. The conservative influencer was killed at an event at a Utah school Wednesday. CTV's Joy Melvin reports on what we know about the suspect.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
With those words, authorities identified 22-year-old Tyler Robinson of Utah as a suspect in connection with the targeted killing of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. After these images were released last night and a video of a suspect jumping from a rooftop, police say Robinson's father confronted his son and, with the help of a youth pastor, convinced him to turn himself in.
A family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
A family member told investigators Robinson had become more political, expressing anger in chat groups and to friends.
Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate.
Police found a high-powered rifle and bullet casings with disturbing messages. As for motive, here's what the governor said.
The clearest one that says catch fascist, there's not, and by the way, that's like catch like a ball, catch this. I think that speaks for itself.
Kirk, a husband and father, was a rock star in the MAGA movement, debating controversial subjects like transgender issues, and a fierce ally of Donald Trump, who broke the news on air.
I hope he gets the death penalty. What he did, Charlie Kirk was the finest person. He didn't deserve this.
As Utah's governor pleaded for political healing.
This is our moment. Do we escalate or do we find an off-ramp? And again, it's a choice.
Robinson was arrested and charged with aggravated murder. He faces federal charges next week. Police believe he acted alone and is being held without bail. Joy Melvin, CTV News, Washington.
NATO revealed a new mission in response to threats from Russia. It comes 2 days after Russian drones invaded Poland's airspace.
NATO is launching Eastern Sentry to bolster our posture even further along our eastern flank. This military activity will commence in the coming days.
Poland shot down Russian drones that entered its territory earlier this week. The new operation involves military assets from France, Denmark, the UK, and Germany. With no end in sight to Donald Trump's trade war, the Liberal government wants to get more Canadian goods to more markets. A new major projects list includes 2 ports to try to make that happen. CTV's Judy Trin has the details.
Expanding the Port of Montreal is one of the major projects on the fast track for approval. It's a gateway to new markets in Northern Europe and Africa.
We'll advance projects that turbocharge and connect our regional economies.
The port is bursting. Authorities say if it doesn't increase its capacity, Canadian companies may have to go through U.S. ports to ship across the Atlantic Ocean.
If Canadian companies that are now exporting to the U.S. choose another destination, with a modest 6%, the Port of Montreal will be full. So if we don't have any more capacity, what will happen is those companies will use an American port.
When it's built, the Contrecoeur terminal will reduce emissions while increasing the port's capacity by more than 1 million containers. The federal government is promising to greenlight construction this fall so the project can be finished by 2030.
The Major Projects Office will enable us to take those final steps as quickly as possible.
We are referring Port of Churchill Plus.
The port in northern Manitoba is also being considered for streamlined approvals. It's an Indigenous-led project. The plans here include using icebreakers to extend operations beyond the summer and improving roads and train routes to bring resources from the west to ship out.
So that customers can go on a year-round or close to year-round basis. So that's really the game changer, and it really allows us to diversify that trade to Europe and diversify ourselves away from the U.S.
Building a port in the Arctic is also under consideration for fast tracking. The goal for these projects of national importance is to have them approved within 2 years. Once that happens, they'll also be in line for significant federal funding. Judy Trin, CTV News, Ottawa.
Prince Harry surprised Ukrainian veterans today in Kyiv during an unannounced visit to the capital. Harry chatted and took pictures with injured soldiers. He was accompanied by a team from the Invictus Games Foundation. He founded the initiative to support wounded veterans and armed forces personnel. This is Harry's second visit to the war-torn country, which is bidding to host the Invictus Games in 2029. Stay with us. Still ahead, a labor dispute in Red Deer heats up.
I informed them that the billboard would be staying until there was some dialogue and some set meetings.
The firefighters union accusing city council of ignoring safety concerns in a very public way. Also next, a pair of local cowboys and their pup help wrangle some escaped bulls in Coaldale.
Programming brought to you by Southview Acura. For family-owned, award-winning excellence, Southview Acura, where luxury meets reality.
Checking today's market numbers, the Canadian dollar sitting around 72 cents U.S. Oil was up slightly, now trading around $62 a barrel. Gold saw a nearly $13 bump. On the stock market, the TSX lost 124 points, the Dow Jones down 273. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers is planning some new job action once its overtime ban lifts on Monday.
If Canada Post continues to stall, postal workers will have no choice but to consider stronger actions to move negotiations ahead.
The union, representing 55,000 Canada Post employees, says workers will stop delivering commercial flyers. Canada Post says the move will only increase the uncertainty that is having a major impact on the business. Negotiations for a new collective agreement have been ongoing for more than a year and a half. A labor dispute between Red Deer's firefighters and the city is intensifying. The firefighters union is accusing the city of ignoring their safety concerns. City council claims the union is using bullying tactics and publicly harassing the fire chief. CTV's Nicole Lampa reports.
This sign went up in Red Deer last month asking, does your fire chief support safe staffing? Ours doesn't. City Council passing a resolution last Friday for it to come down.
I can no longer remain silent and watch an honorable, hardworking, and devoted fire chief be maligned and personally attacked in such a public and patently unjust manner.
City Council supporting Fire Chief Ken McMullen, who is carrying out Red Deer's dynamic staffing policy to cut overtime costs for emergency services. It reached $3.2 million last year, the highest per capita in Alberta. The city's mayor says the policy is keeping up with provincially regulated response times.
We are achieving the balance between safety and fiscal responsibility.
The city says under dynamic staffing, there have been 160 overtime shifts to date this year, compared to the nearly 2,000 last year, a 90% reduction. But the head of the union says the policy is causing inadequate staffing, compromising firefighting safety.
Right now, when we don't have the personnel on scene to do that, it's a massive concern, a huge concern for our members.
The union put up lawn signs expressing concerns after the policy came into effect in January. Then the billboard went up because the union says city leaders have been refusing to discuss the issue.
After several meetings that were canceled and no dialogue, we felt the need. This is our way to get some attention. I informed them that the billboard would be staying until there was some dialogue and some set meetings.
The city's mayor emotional in council.
Personally, I grieve this escalation that we are seeing.
He says the city has a labor negotiation process and that arbitration dates with the union are set for next summer. Nicole Lampa, CTV News, Red Deer.
A couple of cowboys helped wrangle two aggressive bulls that escaped in Coaldale this morning. The bulls escaped from their trailer near the Prairie Winds Secondary School while being transported. RCMP say thanks to the grit and rugged skills of cowboys and their dog, the bulls were rounded up and put back in their trailer without incident. The men say their experience with the animals meant they knew how to handle the situation.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just we're trying to keep him calm and not escalate the situation. Yeah, if it was in a residential area where there's people, it would be dangerous, right? Yeah.
Well, one bull we had to put ropes on to get it into the trailer. It was a little bit more heads up trying to run at you, but the other one, he jumped into the trailer quite easy. So
RCMP say the bulls are now back on their farm. A British man has created a working replica of one of Canada's most popular roller coasters. He says it took about 6 weeks to recreate Canada's Wonderland's Yukon Striker using around 60,000 K'NEX pieces. K'NEX are a construction toy system similar to Lego. The Striker is the world's tallest and fastest dive coaster. It includes a heart-racing 90-degree drop. The creator's YouTube video showing how the track was built and the train 3D printed has tens of thousands of views. Coming up, a surprise family reunion.
I had a dream, as Martin Luther King would say.
And I'm very proud that I was the first black Canadian heavyweight wrestling champion.
The Canadian Black History Group surprises Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson with a memento from his father.
We've got another great night of entertainment coming up right here on CTV. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Fans have been lining the streets of Toronto to catch a glimpse of celebrities as they attend the Toronto International Film Festival. One fan encounter included a touching personal moment. CTV's Andrea Case has more on the impromptu family reunion for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
When Dwayne Johnson arrived for his TIFF in Conversation event at the Royal Alexandra Theatre this week, he had no idea what was cooking or who was waiting for him on the other side of the barrier.
I had a dream, as Martin Luther King would say.
In the crowd, Pamela Houston from the Ontario Black History Society. She was on a mission.
I said to the young people, when Dwayne gets out of the car, call him Dewey, because that's his family name. Nobody knows that. So he stopped and turned around because of Dewey. Then they said, "Your dad, your dad." Dwayne looked at the banner and he held his heart. Then he walked through the gates that are blocking people so he can have a better look at his dad.
In 2015, the OBH created a Black Athletes in Sports exhibit, and in their archives, an audio recording of champion wrestler Rocky Johnson.
And I'm very proud that I was the first black Canadian heavyweight wrestling champion ever was.
Wow.
And I'm very, very proud of that. If I can do it, other people can do it too.
Rocky died in 2020. He was born in Amherst, Nova Scotia. And oh yes, he just happens to be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's dad. Also in the crowd, David Rosen.
And by the way, I'm your cousin David. How you doing? Good to see you.
He got out of the car. I shouted that I was his cousin. Within a couple of minutes, he came over, shook hands. He was very gracious, and I really, truly feel we made a connection.
And then I handed him the DVD and USB with my phone number, I mean the work number, address and everything. And he just went, "Thank you very much." I'm still in awe. That's all I can say.
Houston is hoping the next time Johnson makes a trip to Toronto, it'll include a stop at the Ontario Black History Society. Andrea Case, CTV News.
That's our show for this evening. Thank you very much for sharing your time with us. For news anytime, visit ctvnewsedmonton.ca or the CTV channel on YouTube. Have a great weekend.